Завод горит. Блять. Заебали уже птички эти ебучие. Завод горит. Блять.
Another night, another attack on Russian oil facilities. An oil pipeline caught fire in Rostov Oblast following a drone strike. According to eyewitnesses, the attacks occurred in the Chortkovsky district. According to the report of the Astra Telegram channel, the attack targeted the Chortkovsky district. Acting governor of the Rostov Oblast, Yuri Slyusar, confirmed the incident. As a result of a massive UAV attack, an oil pipeline caught fire in the Chortkovsky district. Emergency services have arrived at the scene. The staff has been evacuated. Preliminary, there are no casualties, he wrote. According to Russian channels, the staff of the oil depot was evacuated, and there are no casualties. Firefighters are working to contain the blaze, but efforts are complicated by the intensity of the fire. The exact facility affected remains unclear, as multiple oil depots in the vicinity of Chortkiv and the Kuybyshev-Lysychansk oil pipeline are located in the area. At the end of February, drones of the Security Service of Ukraine attacked the Novovelichkovskaya oil pumping station in Krasnodar Krai. The SSU drone attack took place on February 20th, 2025. The Novovelichkovskaya oil pumping station is one of the key ones for oil transportation in Kuban. It supplies oil to the Afip and Ilya refineries. The drone strike hit the power substation that supplies the station. The substation caught fire, causing a complete blackout and an emergency shutdown of the oil pumping process. Each such boom brings multi-million-dollar losses to the Russian Federation and complicates the supply of fuel to the Russian army, a source in the defense forces said. Over the past year, Ukrainian drones attacked oil refineries and fuel bases at least 81 times in Russia and in the occupied territories of Ukraine. Oil facilities in the southern regions of Russia were most often targeted. Just as Zelensky arrived back in Ukraine on Sunday after a stopover to rally the Allies in London, a major Russian oil refinery also went up in flames. Explosions rocked the Ufimsky fuel facility in Ufa, a city near the Ural Mountains, 1,165 kilometers east of Moscow. Flames could be seen rising above the city's skyline as it burned for hours overnight. Look at this. No wonder the Russians are eager to freeze the front lines. Their losses are just staggering, and they keep calling Mar-a-Lago. Give us a victory by forcing Zelensky to accept concessions. Tell he does not want peace. Only civilian vehicles. Where is the armor? Lost. On the front lines in Ukraine, Russian forces are relying heavily on civilian vehicles, pickup trucks, vans, and even sedans, to transport troops and supplies. The reason? A severe shortage of armored vehicles, high battlefield losses, sanctions limiting production, and corruption draining military resources have forced them to improvise. While these vehicles offer mobility, they provide little to no protection against drones, artillery, and ambushes. As a result, Russian troops are suffering heavy losses, highlighting their ongoing logistical struggles in the war. Defenders of Ukraine's 8th Special Forces Regiment took out a Russian T-80 in spectacular fashion, complete with detonation. The Russian T-80 tank, once considered a symbol of Soviet engineering, has suffered heavy losses in Ukraine. Designed for speed and firepower, the T-80 relies on a gas turbine engine, which consumes massive amounts of fuel and struggles in prolonged combat. Ukrainian forces, using anti-tank missiles, drones, and artillery, have destroyed or captured hundreds of these tanks. Many were abandoned due to fuel shortages or mechanical failures. The high losses of T-80s reflect Russia's difficulties in sustaining armored warfare against Ukraine's modern tactics and Western-supplied weapons. Attention, Europe! Russian propagandists. We'll hit them. No illusions. We'll strike. They think that now they will send European troops to Ukraine, and we will say, wow, the Europeans are coming. No, we'll just wipe these cities off the map.
The potential, I repeat, Europe has potential. But to realize this potential, enormous resources are needed. And most importantly, it's a question of not, do they have enough air defense systems? No, no. Because the question is simple. Are we going to strike? Vladimir Vladimirovich, I forgot. I just want to have no illusions. We will hit them. If they think they're going to send European troops now and we'll say, oh, Europeans are coming. No, we'll just wipe them off the face of the earth. When these cities, when I spoke about what Europeans lack is the air defense system. And it's not even about the interceptors. Rather, any air defense system is a two-component system. It's the informational component. 80% of the cost and technical complexity consist of radars and space sensors. And the Europeans don't have their own. They don't have this of their own. Amazing people.
French President Macron. But we must not forget one point. If anyone is playing the Third World War, it is Vladimir Putin. He was the one who started the war 3 years ago, and he brought 10,000 North Korean soldiers to European soil. American nuclear weapons may return to the UK for the first time in almost 2 decades. According to The Telegraph, images published in the Federation of American Scientists reports show that 22 previously mothballed nuclear bunkers at the Lakenheath military base in Suffolk have undergone extensive modernization. The decision to restore nuclear capability for U.S. aircraft in Britain was made in 2021, the report says, and the proposals gained momentum after Russia's invasion of Ukraine 3 years ago. A NATO document published in 2023 shows that the United Kingdom has been added to the list of countries where special weapons facilities will be modernized. Last year's Pentagon procurement contracts confirmed plans for a new facility at Lakenheath. The documents and images show that the U.S. Air Force is resuming its nuclear mission in the UK for the first time in almost 2 decades. It is noted that this step appears to be a direct response to the deterioration of political and military relations with Russia as a result of its invasion of Ukraine, frequent nuclear warnings, and Russia's deployment of increasingly powerful long-range conventional weapons. It is yet unclear whether the plan of the previous U.S. President Joe Biden's era will continue under Donald Trump, but 6 more bunkers at Lakenheath are being modernized and work is underway. The bunkers are protective shelters for aircraft with underground storage facilities underneath. Each of the bunkers can hold 4 nuclear warheads. However, the FAS report emphasizes there is no known public indication that nuclear weapons have been deployed at Lakenheath. The intention may be to ensure that they can be moved there quickly from more vulnerable locations in Europe in the event of a crisis. This would help to increase the survivability of the West's nuclear stockpile and make Russia's targeting strategy more difficult. There may be about 100 US B-61-12 nuclear bombs at air bases in Italy, Turkey, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany. The United States withdrew its last nuclear weapons from the United Kingdom in 2008, believing that the Cold War threat from Moscow had diminished. The first nuclear weapons in Europe were deployed at bases in the UK, including Lakenheath, in 1954. With the end of the Cold War, nuclear arsenals were gradually reduced, and the last American weapons left Lakenheath and British soil when George W. Bush was President of the United States. RAF Lakenheath remains the largest U.S. Air Force base in Britain and one of the largest in Europe, home to F-15E Strike Eagle and F-35A Lightning II fighter squadrons. These aircraft are capable of carrying nuclear weapons. At the same time, it was recently reported that France is ready to use its nuclear deterrent to protect Europe instead of the United States.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.